Good morning, friends. Well, you've caught me first thing in the morning, and there's a good reason for that. So I happen to look a little bit puffy. It's Midsummer's Day, and I've woken up about 8:30, and I don't feel full of beans like I should do. I've got lots of spots. I've been having mouth ulcers. I've put on a load of weight, which I'm not going to say I can't shift it. I know I can shift it. The reason is I've been on a carb binge because, well, there's no reason, but once you start, it's hard to stop. So what's happened is an old friend's come back and has overstayed their welcome. And I would say that's Candida. It's probably Candida albicans but there are other kinds of Candida, which is a yeast infection that you get in your guts. Now, some people have vaginal thrush or athlete's foot or jock itch or all kinds of other symptoms. I don't get that. I get mouth ulcers. I get mouth ulcers and I get these little, quite painful actually, pustules around my mouth. And in one of the times that I tried to deal with these, I went to a dermatologist who'd previously been a gastroenterologist, and he gave me a clue that this is potentially to do with what's going on in your guts. And the clue that he gave me, and he didn't even seem to put the two together himself, and later in my story about this, I'll remember the guy's name. Very, very good dermatologist. And he was specialising in rosacea, which is where you get kind of redness around the face. I've got some going on here, and little pustules. It's all very teenager. Now, I'm nearly 60, so I should be clearing my skin up by now. Anyway, this guy told me that he used to be a gastroenterologist, and he would deal with people who had stomach ulcers and ulcers in their intestines, I suppose their intestines, yes. I can't remember the exact details now, but the principle is enough for you to understand why you can put two and two together. Anyway, he was saying he would take a section out under surgery, sew them up again, and lo and behold, their rosacea cleared up. Well, he wasn't dealing with the gut as in his cure for rosacea. What he was doing was offering a treatment that cauterized the little capillaries in your face, and that does reduce the redness. And I had that procedure. It was great. So I don't have as much redness anymore, but that was a long time ago. But what I did learn from that is that the gut and what's going on in there can be very important in dealing with what I've got. And actually, whether some of it is rosacea, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of my problem is down to Candida. And I've dealt with it before, more than once, and it's here again. I'm going to deal with it again. This time, I'm going to offer, I'm going to make a series of videos and a series of information so that you can join me on my journey. And actually, having a Candida overgrowth was one of the things that sent me to study naturopathic nutrition. It wasn't the only thing. I've a young son who had epilepsy. He's not young now, he was then. He had epilepsy and showing all kinds of autistic traits. And so I wanted to help him, and I just wanted my family to be as healthy as possible. So I thought I would start and learn a bit about nutrition. Well, what I did was I signed up for a naturopathic nutrition course at the College of Natural Medicine. And boy, it wasn't just a little bit of nutrition and a little bit of cookery. It was a full-scale professional practitioner's course, which was fantastic. And so I'm well qualified to help myself in this and also to help you. So I'm going to put together a little course that will take us through how you deal with this problem, how to recognise it, how to deal with it, which is not straightforward. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes an understanding of the process. And that's just something else. It's a rather nasty symptom. You can get postnasal drip, which is just happening right now. I thought it was hay fever to begin with, but no, I've put all the symptoms together, and I realise that I'd added to the carb binging that I've been doing, which is the yeast demanding food, that I need to deal with this. So first, we're going to do a little test that I learnt. And I realised that you don't see this so often on the internet, but it used to be a well-known test. So it's a bit disgusting. So here's a trigger warning. So the first thing you need to do is first thing in the morning, before you have a glass of water, before you brush your teeth. I did feed the cat first. Before you do anything really, you work up an amount of saliva. So you kind of... You know how to do it. You've been a kid. You know what to do. So you work up a good glob of spit. And then you take a glass of clean water. And I've done that already. And you spit into it. So you spit. The spit will land on the top. And it will stay on the top. Now, you will know. You leave it for... Well, mine happens straight away. But you leave it for a few minutes. And then let me turn the video around, and here's my glass of water against a dark background. So you spit into the glass of clean water. Use a glass with flat sides so that you can see what's going on. Don't use a bobbly one like I did the first time. Spit onto the top of the water. Spit should stay on the top, and then if over time, and this happened with me straight away, it forms these legs. Can you see? There's, it just comes down like this, and it forms legs. It's quite disgusting. Now that tells you that you've got a case of Candida. If the spit just stays on the top in a glob, nice foamy glob up there, then you'll find you haven't got Candida. But this is a very easy test, just to see if that's what it is you're dealing with. So here we go. This is what I'm dealing with. So come on a journey with me if you're interested, if you suffer from the same things, and we'll deal with it together. Okay, thank you.